This is part two of the conversation that I had with Nick on January 24th. Here we're going to talk more about hobbies and goals, that sort of thing, and then we'll segue into part three. In 2026, what are the other things where you're just like, hey, I really want to focus on this, or I want to try this, or get back to this? Like, what are the 2026 new challenges, new hobbies, new goals?
Couple things I want to do is, I mean, this kind of like ties in with like the gym and stuff like that. I would love to get into like a powerlifting competition.
Ooh.
Um, that's something that I've always wanted to do. But now with like the right means, I actually could achieve it. And other things aside from the gym, I still live at home, like I said. Another big goal of mine is to live on my own. I'm looking to buy a house, looking to buy a house in May or June. My buddy's going to be listing one on the market, so like there's a possibility I could get that. There's also going to be some other lots available in the summertime as well. Even if I have to move into my buddy's house, like at the end of August or something like that, like a big goal of mine is to just be gone.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I would love to have a house. That's probably like one of the number one goals that I have now. Um, Another one is to focus on like mental health and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why I'm stepping away from streaming and creation and all that kind of stuff. Because when I was streaming and doing content, for me, it was kind of like, oh, pushing problems to the side and not dealing with them, but like
It's almost like an out of sight, out of mind type of thing. I know. I think I know where you're trying to go with this, because like when I was like, I've been with where I am now at my work for over a year now, and it's like a year, 4 months, or whatever. But when I was just doing the post office stuff, and it was really just like weekends and random days for holidays, it was like I'm not working enough, I'm not making enough money, so I need to find another job. But it was hard to balance the two, and the way that and streaming almost became a distraction of like, well, I feel like I need to be doing something to, justify to myself like, hey, at least I'm trying. And instead of it being like job applications or going to talk to people or network or whatever, it was like, oh, well, I'll just stream and maybe I'll make $5 on two subs or whatever, and like I'll put in my attention and my energy into this, so at least I can sleep well at night. And it's just kind of like it's like a coping mechanism, and it's not necessarily
Mhm.
the right thing to be doing.
Yeah, and I did that for years. The reason I got into streaming in March was because it was COVID. There was not really much else to do. I was currently recovering from drugs, and I kind of wanted just something to do. I wanted a distraction. Ended up doing it for 6 years, but never really attacked it head on. So that's basically the big reason why I'm stepping away from it, so I can focus on the mental health, attacking it, like running through that wall, go doing therapy, doing NA meetings, and just focusing on that and just being a better person overall. Because I've been sober now for 6 years, but like I've never actually attacked it head on like a lot of people would have at the very beginning. Um, so like that's what I've been pondering kind of for like the last 8 months since like July. I don't even know if it's been 8 months. I'd say like probably seven or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's one of the big things that I want to focus on. That and getting the house and just getting myself in better shape. Because I am almost 30. I do want to try and be the best shape of my life. And I don't want to have to deal with those complicated health issues and stuff like that later on in life and everything. So just focusing on that kind of stuff. And shit, I fucking love the gym now. It helps every aspect, mental, physical. If you're having like an emotional day, like it helps a lot. And nothing beats that feeling of walking out of the gym and like walking to your car and just going like, Ah, it's a crazy feeling.
It's like I know
Um,
exactly what we're talking about because it's like a feeling of accomplishment, or
yeah,
like
it
it's like
is
it's
very much
it's
so.
definitely a confidence boost because it's like I just gave everything I could possibly give to
Hmm.
whatever I was doing that day, and it's like yeah, it's just such a sense of accomplishment, and you can't get that at like a lot of things in this world or whatever. It's like, well, I might get that in 6 months, I might get that in 2 years when I get the
You don't
raise.
have control. A lot of
Yeah,
things you don't have control. This you
yep,
do.
yeah. So it's like
100%.
you can get that every day, and even some days you're kind of like, I'm not feeling that good. I didn't give it my all, but at least I showed up. At least I put in,
Hmm.
and you still get a little sense of accomplishment.
Like even right now, tomorrow's my full rest day, because you need that rest day to let your muscles kind of just soothe and just get prepared for the next couple workouts. But I'm already thinking about Monday night's workout. That's where my brain is right now. So
So, is there any fun new hobbies that you want to branch out into?
uh, I'm definitely I'm definitely wanting to get back into kayaking this summer. Um, with my time, like last summer, I was streaming. I don't even know how many nights a week. It felt
A
like almost
lot,
every night.
a lot.
It was a lot. But this summer, I'm gonna get out more, do kayaking. I want to do more hiking. I want to do more road trips and stuff like that. I mean, I usually do a decent amount of road trips. Like last summer, I fucking drove to Missouri. But like I want to do some smaller stuff around here. Um, Reconnect with some friends that I haven't really talked to for a while. That's another big goal of mine this year. I've been
Hmm.
doing that quite a bit over the last 3 months since I cut back on my schedule. Um, and that's been pretty fun, getting to reconnect and just, you know, have some fun. Um, Obviously, but not too much fun. Um, I also kind of want to get into more axe throwing because I did that a couple of months ago and it was a fun workout. And even though my friends wanted to go just for fun, I loved it, and it felt great on the arms. And that's something that I want to try more. Maybe do some bowling, because I used to love doing that. Um, I also thought maybe like because I used to write like a decent amount of poetry in high school,
Hmm.
kind of like music lyrics and stuff like that. I back to that, to tap into like my creative side whenever I'm
Yeah,
not streaming and doing content anymore, which is always a nice outlet, kind of like journaling and stuff like that too,
for sure.
um, which I've been doing a decent amount of every day as well, um, and just yeah, living life to the fullest. Trying to think of some other specific things. I just being more present outside. Um, Doing hikes and kayaking and all that kind of stuff. I missed doing that a lot last year because streaming 5 to 6 nights a week.
It's like
So yeah.
I mean we'll kind of segue into that here in a minute, but like streaming it has its like benefits and its negatives, and the benefits for me were always like it was kind of a creative outlet. It was a little bit of a social aspect as well, but like you had previously just mentioned, like I realized you can't have all your like friends online, or you can't have all
Mm.
your intense or serious conversations in a chat or in a or even in a Discord. No offense to this, but um, like you
True.
need to have balance. Like last night I went over to my buddy Red's house. We played Dungeons and Dragons because we were talking about it. We worked together, but we were talking about it, and I was just like, man, like I really want to know how to play, and like, but I never really like my friend group are always like video gamers and like athletes, but like
Mm.
if you're way over here in left field and you're like, but I want to talk about writing or like you said poetry or stuff like that. Well, if your core group of friends don't really get into that sort of thing, well then you kind of have to find your own another little subgroup that does.
Hmm.
And so I was kind of like, I don't really have that little subgroup that's like into this type of thing of like storytelling and role play. And he kind of is into that. So I was like, okay, so I'm kind of like being adopted into his little group of friends that play and do this
And
stuff.
that's awesome. That's a lot of
And
fun because I know you've been wanting to do your D&D stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You get to have that time, and you get to excuse me, you get to have that kind of creativity, which I know that
Mm.
you're probably the most creative person that I know. You get to have that in person, and
Yeah.
along with your social time and everything like that too. So like it's two worlds blending together at the same
Mm-hmm.
time.
And like next week or whatever, like I'm not gonna say I'm like a cold person, but I'm not a go out of my way to be friends with people. So like,
Mm,
and I'm more of an introvert of like I'd rather just listen and see what you have to say than like interject all my thoughts and political opinions. So I've kind of befriended another guy, and he was like, "Hey, it's my birthday next week. We're going out or whatever. You know, if you want to come." And I was sitting there like, you know, the older you get, once you get past kind of I feel like 25, like it's really kind of hard to make friends
it
because
is, yeah, big time.
because one, you don't have the time, two, you don't have the money or the energy, and then three, you usually just don't have the right opportunity. You know, it might be like, hey, you want to go ice skating? I'd be like, bro, I don't want to ice skate. My ankles would fry. Like I'm cool hanging out with you, but I don't want to do that. And then like you're like, well, that's all I really do when I go out and have fun. So then it's like, all right, well, I guess we're not gonna hang out, but I still like you. You're cool, but one of my things that like you were talking about writing, like I started my Patreon for that as well because I used to write
Mhm.
all the time, and then I kind of got away from it, but I still had thoughts and stuff. And some things are like you almost as you're writing, you're like processing it, where it's like, all right,
Mhm.
this is a great idea, and then you stop and you're like, but what if this connects with that instead of this? You pause, think about it, research it, whatever, and then you continue. Like and then suddenly you read it all and you're like, wow, that was put together really well. But like you don't always have conversations like that. They get sidetracked and go elsewhere, or you lose your train of thought. So I was like, I
Mhm.
prefer to like write over. I mean, this is a podcast, but like I prefer to write over like stream because I can
Mhm.
connect all the dots. Um,
And you can reflect at the same time.
yeah, and but like for me, some of the I guess goals or whatever, kind of the same as you as well, where it's like I used to always talk about, and this is like sidetrack to the sidetrack to the sidetrack tangent right here. You were your video that we're about to talk about. I saw that right after I just finished editing together my like final video for streaming.
Mm.
So I was like kind of already in my feels and in my headspace of like there's so much I want to say, but I don't
Yeah.
but I also don't want to edit a 15-minute video. Like I feel like it's too much. So I was
Mhm.
like, well, I saw yours and was like, shit, this might be the time. Me and him sit down and talk about like our journey of streaming, how
Mhm.
we feel about it, what we might change or whatever, and all that stuff. And like I saw yours and connected with mine and was like, there's a lot of positives, but there's also like a handful of negatives. And like in the video that I was editing, I was like, I don't want to dwell on the negatives because if you do that in life, like you're not going to be happy. And at the end of the day,
Mhm.
your happiness is all deterrent on you. Like it's your mindset.
Mhm.
It's all that.
Mhm.
Like I don't like how people think, you know, oh my girlfriend's ruining my life. She's doing this and this. It's like, well, one, you choose to be with her. Two, it's your choice to have that mindset. Or like we can dwell on the world that we live in and the society, and there's small changes that we can make to improve it. Or if we want to go above and beyond and like run in politics, great. But like at the end of the day, you're only in control of so many things, and happiness is one of them.
Mhm.
And for me, like my happiness, I have my dogs. I like them, even though the one just chewed up my headset. I was very upset about that. Um, like I love baseball, but I'm also like, how can I utilize my love of baseball and like elevate it even more? So like
Mhm.
one's writing about it. Two is I got back into cards. So it's like, while I like collecting as just my personal collection, there's also the aspect of like, well, I do have a good eye for prospects. So maybe I want to invest in some certain players that I think their value is going to take off. So like literally today, I I've been going to card shows the last couple. I think I've gone to two, so I've gone to like two in the last month. I was gonna go to one today, but with this weather, I was like, no chance I'm driving that far.
Mhm.
And but I follow like I'm obsessive when I get into new hobbies. So YouTube channels, podcasts, I'll read stuff on the Athletic. I'll go out of my way and talk to people. Then you got to go to the card shows or whatever, talk to people there, buy stuff there. And so me, I was like, all right, well, what am I good at? I was like, well, I know prospects really well. I feel like I know it better than most people. So I was like,
You'd be making a lot of money in like the next 20 to 30 years, like
yeah.
collecting the shit for
So I know
prospects and
I know like a lot of
cards.
people are like, well, if you're trying to flip them, like that, you need to do some other stuff. And I'm like, I'm patient though. I'd rather just like sit on the guys I like and buy them real cheap, and then maybe flip for a little bit later if like I just
Mm.
don't have a desire for them or whatever. And so this
I'm
video
sitting
today,
on a bunch of prospects and rookies right now. I'm sitting on a couple of Bryce Harper rookies. I'm sitting on a
ooh,
signed Vlad Guerrero rookie card.
oh
I
nice.
got I got Bowman first cards of I think Bryce Harper.
Do you really? Oh, you gotta
Can't
send me some
remember.
photos.
I got a lot of cards. This was like 2009, 2010, so like
Damn,
in a couple of years, a lot of these cards are going to be worth a lot. I got a decent amount.
I didn't even know you were into it like that.
I used to be big time. That I think that was pre middle school days. Yeah, that was pre middle school days. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just a hobby. But now I think about it, I'm like, huh, I set myself up pretty well for the future. Like 10, 15 years, those cards would be worth quite a bit. And my dad did the same thing. Like he's got 7 Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. Um,
Damn.
he's got them lying around somewhere, and he's been thinking about selling them. And they would go for I don't even know how much money, but it would be a decent amount of money. He's got 7 of them, so
There was a podcast I listened to yesterday that was talking about 2016 to now, and like difference in prices, and like no joke, some of them are like 4 times, 5 times, 6 times more expensive than they were back then, and it's just like 10 years.
mm,
Like I know that there's like the junk wax era and other stuff where it's like overprinting and stuff like that, which kind of ruined the hobby for a little bit. That's kind of when I stopped. But like I'm still, I don't know how I'm gonna get them, but I need to get back up north and get my cards from my dad and my mom because my mom kind of has all the like regular stuff, and my dad has a case of stuff that I bought when I was a kid. And again, like half of it's probably just like, well, this looks cool, but it's not worth stuff. But then at the
mm.
same time, it's like, well, I have like Michael Jordan and Pippen and all this other cool stuff that's like rookie cards or like early years or championships or random inserts that weren't printed very much. So it's like I need to take a look and see what it is, but maybe I'll enable you into buying cards again.
Oh man, I don't even think you're a master enabler, but I don't think you'd be able to get me back into that because
It can be expensive too.
I was yeah, it's a very expensive hobby. I think this was also during COVID when I was getting over the drug stuff. This was probably like February, March. I probably spent like 4 grand on cards,
Yeah.
just buying, selling, um, doing breaks and stuff. Taking
Oh,
home some
you
value.
got into breaks too?
Yeah, that
Oh
was
man, that
that
could be
was a
expensive.
huge downfall. Yeah, I
That's a
spent at least
gambling thing. That's a problem. I feel like for a lot of
I
people. I'm not a big
I
fan of
spent at
it.
least 3 to 4 grand. It took me a long time to bounce back from that shit. So
Yeah.
you would not be able to enable me into cards again. I
I
could buy like every once in a while, but like oh my god, like if there was breaks going on, if there were like big boxes to buy, I was like, eh.
Me dipping my toes back in, I was like, all right, I want to try a little bit of each thing and then figure out what's the best like path going forward to me, because like
Mm,
it might change for everybody. Like the two work friends that I kind of mentioned,
mm,
Pokemon, football, like they're kind of into that, and I'm like, I don't know much about that. Like football, I can do a little bit, but I'm like, I'm a baseball guy. I know baseball. I don't know today's
baseball through and through.
I was like, I don't know today's NBA. I know past
Neither do
NBA
I.
guys, so I was like, I can help out with that stuff. But um,
Oh, I think I got a Kevin Durant NBA rookie card lying around here somewhere too.
you might have a nice little nest egg of cards you could sell. But
I'm gonna
I don't know if
like
you
they're scattered all over the house. I would have to take like at least a couple of days to like uncover them all and
yeah. There's,
It'd be a big
there's
process for
your.
me.
I was like, if the Rumble wasn't next weekend, I was like, there's your next weekend project. But
Like
yeah,
I got baseball, I got football, I got NBA, I got hockey. Hockey's probably the biggest one that I used to be into.
yeah,
I I don't even know. I don't know. I have a couple Carey Price rookie cards. I might have one or two Alexander Ovechkin rookie cards. Can't remember if I have a Crosby or not, but like I used to be heavy into the card stuff when I was a kid, and I kept it all. Same with
nice.
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon's insane right now, but I think
Mm.
the sportswear that were growing really faster within like the last 2 years, it was like WNBA, NHL, and wrestling, WWE stuff. So you might have some interesting cards. But have you ever done like the grading process?
I did the grading process on which one was it? I believe it was a John Carlos Stanton rookie card. I think it was like a rookie debut card. It was like a Bowman first chrome.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like I think it's numbered out of 10.
Oh, damn.
I think it got a 10 when I got it graded. I don't know where it is though.
In the safe,
But
I hope.
I know at least it's protected because it's in like that what's that thing called?
The slab?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in there, so it's protected. I just
Okay.
haven't seen it for years, so
Just hiding underneath your dirty drawers right now.
yeah. Might be. It might maybe that's where my Vlad's my Vlad Jr. sign card is too, because I don't know where that is.
I will say as a kid, and like looking back on this now, I was like, why did I do this? I had a lot of like, I didn't have room to hang up all my sports memorabilia or like places on like shelving to put them out and display them. So I ended up having one drawer in my dresser that just turned into like, this is my collectible sports stuff. Whether it was worth something or not, like I put my Barry Sanders and Jerry Rice jerseys in there when I couldn't wear them anymore. And I'm like,
Mm.
these aren't really worth anything. They're just jerseys and they've been used. But as a kid, I thought, ooh, these could be special. But we also kept like the newspapers from whenever the Bulls won their championships or like when the Cubs won their championships. So like I think those are still up there. I know I have the Cubs one over here on the shelf, but I was like, those might be worth something. But then again, I haven't really been like keeping them in great protective glassware or anything like that. So
Mm. I used to do that for all of my cards. Like I would always have like the top loaders and stuff like that. I'll have to find them all and show them to you.
yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna need like a long video from you of like, this is what I have, this is what I have, because I'm not gonna say I'm an expert or anything like that. I'm still learning a lot of stuff, but I haven't like PSA sent me a thing that's like, hey, we'll give you one was like 25, one was $50 off, to get something graded, and I'm like, well, grading's usually like I think down here is like $27 per,
Mm.
and that's why like this one channel was like, unless your thing's like grades or it's priced at like $25 raw and it's selling for a grade 10 of 100 up, like it's not worth getting graded. You're not going to make any money if you just go to sell
Oh
it,
yeah, definitely.
especially with like shipping and stuff like that. So like I haven't gone and got anything graded yet, but I do have some stuff that I'm like I bought a Barry Bonds rookie card that it was like $4 or $5, I think is what I bought it for. And raw it's maybe like $8 or something, but like graded it's like a grade 10, I feel like it's like $30,000. So it's like, it might be worth the risk, but I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
so hard to get grade 10s.
I have so many cards that like maybe I could get a couple grand for it.
Mhm.
Just thinking about it now, like not even like specific cards that would be like a shit ton of money. Like it would probably all add up to a couple grand. So I think it definitely would be worth taking a look at.
Yeah. I'm twofold because right now I'm in the process of I keep buying cool stuff and like it's stuff that it's like for the
Yeah.
future. Like today, last night I got back from my D&D session and was wrestling with the dogs a little bit, and then I was just like, maybe I'll just hop on eBay and see if because I was watching a couple cards. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just hop on eBay and see if the person made a counter offer, because like you can make offers, or there's a couple that were bidding. So I was like, I'll see what the price is, and then I was kind of like matching them with the comps out there, and was kind of like, ah, I'll pass on this, I'll pass on that. And then like as I do that, I was like, oh, what is this? The Stars and Stripes. I'm more of a Tops guy, but I was like, the Stars and Stripes Panini. It's basically like the college baseball players playing for Team
Mm,
USA. And I don't know why. I just love the way that they look. And they're usually like up and coming players.
mm,
And so lately I've been like, I want to get some of these up and coming players autographs while they're like 20 to 30 bucks before they like break out and people know who they are. And majority of time I've seen him in college, so I'm like, okay, I saw this guy pitch for Arkansas or this guy for whatever. So I bought or I made offers last night to the same dealer that had a bunch of them. Probably had
mm.
like 60 different college players, but I picked out the four that I knew and that I would believe in. And so I ended up buying four of them for about 60 bucks. So like one was like Christian Moore, which I think you might know him.
Yeah, I know him.
One was Braden Montgomery,
Mm,
and at that age he was a two-way player. So he's actually pitching, even though he'll probably be called up as an outfielder.
yeah.
And then I think the other two, Forbes, I think got drafted 2 years ago, and then I think it's Evanson or Eisen. I think he's pronounced weird, but he was the number two starter for LSU behind Kate Anderson, and he got
Mm,
drafted by the Red Sox, I think in the second round. And I'm like, people don't talk about that guy enough. It's like, so I got his autograph card for like $8,
mm.
and like if
Yeah, that's a steal.
so I'm like, I'm buying stuff like this, and then and part of me is like, well, I'm doing it for me. I enjoy this like hunt in this process, and I believe in these players. So it's like a PC personal collection thing. But at the same time, it's like, shit, if they become pro and they actually become a couple all stars, this is gonna could be a nice little investment.
That's the way I thought when I even when I was elementary school, middle school, buying those cards. I'm like, huh, I like rookie cards. I like prospect cards. These could pan out someday. Maybe I'll make some money from it. Younger me was actually smart, and I kept all that stuff.
I'm worried like when I go back and look at my basketball cards, I'm worried because I was like everyone was on Jordan's nuts. And I was like, dude, no, you're not giving enough love to Scottie Pippen. I would not be shocked if I traded a Jordan card that was worth something for like two Scottie Pippens. Like I could see my younger self doing that. So I'm not sure what my Bulls collection will actually be, but hopefully I get that card sometime this year and can go through that
Hmm.
whole case. But
Make a little bit of cash.
oh, you're okay, Violet. Exactly. But um I guess my struggle for that too is also like I prefer to like go do stuff. So like you talk about traveling or like concerts or hikes and stuff like that. Like I prefer to go do stuff rather than have stuff. But then like lately all I've been doing is buying stuff and it's been mostly cards. So luckily they're not like luckily they're not like heavy and they don't take up too much space, but and
Yeah.
like I like kind of how my shelving's turning out. But now, since this little nugget started chewing up my box and my headset, I'm like, do I need to start moving this stuff?
I
So
think you might have to.
because like they were really good until yesterday, and now I'm worried about it. But
You might have to like find a different spot for it or but upgrading around, especially like getting stuff out of reach and everything. Because I bet for a while you thought, hey, this isn't gonna happen, and then it happens, and then
yeah,
you weren't ready for it.
I had them
But I
adjust.
mean, this time you would be.
I had a lot of the stuff moved like up higher when I was fostering other dogs, and then I've had him for I want to say a month, maybe 5 6 weeks now. Can't remember how long I've had him, and then, like he hadn't shown any signs of it, and then so like yesterday it was just like, what? I don't know if he's just getting too comfortable with me now, and he's not like afraid of me like kicking him to the curb or something, because he was a stray dog, but or well, actually he wasn't. He was an abandoned dog in an apartment, so I think he's afraid that I'll abandon him. But now he's like, this is my house now. I do what I want.
Yeah,
So
he's comfortable.
he's getting
He took a shot.
he's getting a little too comfortable, but I don't know. We'll get it figured out.